Hi, welcome to the kind of very first video blog. I thought I'd just get out there and get a video done so you can kind of get a feel for what's going to happen here. So as I said in the intro video, you get to see my ugly mug. Sorry about that, but hey, there are positives as well. So yeah, just a simple video like this, and I'll just talk about something, and if you've got any queries or questions, or if you think, yeah, I'd like to know more about this, or I've got exactly the same problem and it's this, then you can just leave it in the group and I'll read it and reply to it. Or if it's of a kind of more personal nature and you don't really want it out there for public consumption, then yeah, just privately message me and I'll be glad to help. So first topic is AdWords. We'll just kind of make this simple. So presuming you know what Google AdWords is. If you don't, then you can always wiki it or Google it. So some quick tips. There's one side of AdWords which is really complicated, and that is actually AdWords has its own algorithm, which actually is much simpler than the organic algorithm, but it's still an algorithm in itself. The notion that actually the top bid wins, you just have to outbid your competitors, is a myth, particularly nowadays, and it hasn't been like that for quite a few years. So people still approach AdWords with the concept of you need to outbid your competitors, and actually if you're doing that, then you're generally experiencing two things. You've got problems with your campaigns, or you're getting little messages from Google saying that your advert's not relevant enough. So the key concepts are really the advert and the landing page, and it's the way that they connect together and how you bid, how much you bid, that really gives you your ranking for the advert. So the first thing to do really is to look at your keywords. Are they actually relevant for what you're saying? So if we go back to what we were saying earlier about the fact that it's not the best bid wins, the update to that system was click-through rate, and click-through rate is really important. And actually, say we take for example, your site has 1,000 visitors via Google AdWords. There's another competitor that has 1,000 as well. So generally, who bids the most is going to win. But if you change the scenario a bit, so you have two sides that are bidding the same, then actually what matters is a click-through rate. And if you take that one step further, so for example, I've got to think about the maths here. Say you have a click-through rate of 50%, and your competitor has a click-through rate of 25%, so it's less half than yours. So you're bidding X amount on a certain keyword, let's just say a quid, and your competitor is bidding a quid 50. Now your competitor is bidding more, so Google are making more money out of the click, but because of your click-through rate is higher, Google are making more money out of your advert. So actually it's just not about bid, it's about bid and click-through rate. The next update really in the AdWords algorithm was the relevancy of the advert. So the key issue with relevancy is how relevant is your advert to the user, which brings in another concept. And actually what you've got to realise about AdWords is Google make their entire money from the search engine, pretty much 99% of it from AdWords. They don't make any from organic. So if people stop using AdWords and start using organic more, they're losing out, they're losing money. So they've not only got to make as much money as they can from AdWords, from advertisers, they've got to keep the user happy. So there's been issues with relevancy. So again, in old school AdWords, just big companies used to bid on everything, and actually if you're a user and you're clicking on adverts, it's going to hack you off because what you're looking for isn't on that advert. Someone's paid for it, but they've also paid for it and it's not relevant. They're actually misleading you. So there is part of the Google algorithm of relevancy. So if you're experiencing issues with campaigns, I mean, in a previous incarnation of AdWords, it used to be a minimum bid. They used to put a minimum bid because basically your landing page wasn't relevant enough to the keyword you were bidding on. So for instance, let's just say you're bidding on pink Nike trainers. If you've got a page and it doesn't say pink Nike trainers anywhere on it, you know you're in trouble. You can't make it more unrelevant. So what I'd suggest you do is make sure it's in the main content and make sure it's in the title tag as well, and that makes sure it is relevant. And the other important issue is your advert as well. Your advert's got to attract your user, and you got to remember as well with click-through rate as well. So it's kind of like bid, click-through rate, and then adverts. So the higher your click-through rate, generally the better your campaign will be, and the lower you'll have to bid to get placed where you want to. Now, most people make the mistake with AdWords of not running Google Analytics or any analytics on it. So the first thing you should do, and this is a must, and it's difficult to say, I mean pretty much all the campaigns that I've seen that with AdWords and with pay-per-click,